G'day Pickleball family. First thing to know, as shared on ppatour.com, Diescu and Bright win 2 golds each and end runs by Johns and Waters at PPA Austin Open. Streak stoppers. What a week for Andre Diescu and what a way to win a pair of gold medals. Hard to imagine anyone could do better, but Anna Bright might have done just that. Diescu won a pair of golds, Bright won a pair of golds, and Anna-Leigh Waters' golden streak is over. How did it happen? I'm just proud of us, said Bright after she and partner Rachel Rohrbacher won their second tournament in a row, beating Catherine Parento and Anna-Leigh Waters. We're great friends and we're always talking about how we can get better as a team. I think things are starting to click for us. Click is what happened the past 2 weeks as the pair has gone back to back. But what happened Monday in Austin at the PPA Championship was more than clicking. It was more like snapping. Take a bow, Anna. All Bright did was beat Anna-Leigh Waters not once but twice on Monday, stopping 2 of the most prolific streaks in PPA history. Bright and Diescu won their mixed doubles match Monday morning, ending a run of more than a year without defeat by Waters and Ben Johns. And then Bright and Rohrbacher ended another run, beating Waters and Parento, a team that had never lost. Never. Not bad for a Monday. Waters and Johns had been in 30 finals together coming into Monday. They were 30-0 and hadn't lost at all since February of 2023. Meanwhile, Parento and Waters had won more than 60 matches in a row, a span that included 14 gold medals together. Now those streaks are over and Bright was part of them both. Diescu earned gold Sunday afternoon, dodging the raindrops and waiting out numerous rain delays, pairing with Matt Wright in a win against Christian Olshon and Zane Navratil. He followed that up by earning another gold alongside Anna Bright on Monday. What a weekend. We knew we had to play our best, Diescu said, after he and Bright beat Waters and Johns. We had a couple of lucky breaks. Anna was the key to the match, and we have great chemistry. And now the two have a pair of titles in Austin. That's 3 in 2 tournaments for Bright and 2 golds and a silver in his last 3 PPA stops for Diescu. Meanwhile, Waters didn't get a gold in a tournament she's entered for the first time since 2021, an impressive run of more than 2 years. Waters skipped the singles draw due to injury and then wound up with a pair of silvers. Johns, who didn't medal in the first 2 singles events of the year, has now won back-to-back tournaments he's entered. Johns beat second-seeded Federico Staksrud and got to celebrate his 25th birthday with a title. Well, you never want to lose, but what's worse is losing twos, John said Monday afternoon. Winning the last 2 is gratifying. I think I can get better. Judith Castillo beat Caitlin Christian in the women's final. It was the first gold for Castillo. I didn't expect it at all, Castillo said. I don't even know if I stuck to the game plan or came up with something different. It worked out. It all worked out for Diescu and Bright, who were the talk of the tournament Monday. We went through some adversity, Diescu said after he and Bright won. I'm happy we were able to make it through. Thanks ever so much for making it this far into the update. Please be sure to dink that like button and comment, rate and subscribe on the platform you're watching or listening to it on so this and future episodes can be found by and shared with other fellow pickleballers. Second thing to know, as shared on MajorLeaguePickleball.net, MLP, Major League Pickleball, announces dates and formats for 2024 Premier Level and Challenger Level drafts. Premier Level draft to use dynamic bidding process and be held Tuesday, April 2. Challenger Level draft to be snake format and scheduled for Wednesday, April 3. Major League Pickleball today announced the dates and formats for the upcoming 2024 drafts for both the Premier Level, Tuesday, April 2 at 6 p.m. Eastern, and Challenger Level, Wednesday, April 3 at 6 p.m. The Premier Level draft will take place remotely and see 48 players selected, 4 per team, with 2 men and 2 women on each roster. A unique dynamic bidding process will be used and teams will have a budget to spend on a total of 4 winning bids to develop their roster. To begin the draft, interested teams will submit bids for the first overall draft slot. Teams may bid more than once for the currently available draft slot. The team that has made the largest financial commitment at the conclusion of bidding will earn that draft slot and have 3 minutes to select any player from the available player pool. The process will repeat for each pick until 48 players have been selected and all 12 team rosters are filled. The Challenger Level draft will be held remotely with 72 players to be selected, 6 per team, with 3 men and 3 women on each roster. which will allow for lineup decisions and substitutions during events for the first time. A snake format, where the draft order will reverse in even-numbered rounds, will be used for the Challenger-level draft. Draft slots will be randomly assigned at least 1 week before the draft, and teams will have 3 minutes to make each pick once they are on the clock. Third thing to know, as shared on NBCBoston.com, pickleball precautions. Braintree trying to reduce sports noise issues for neighbours. Another town is working to tame tensions among its residents over pickleball, the popular sport that has gained a reputation for being too loud. Many pickleball courts are outdoors and near people's homes, causing residents to take to their elected officials to complain about the noise. Braintree, Massachusetts is among those communities. And in 2 weeks' time, when the courts reopen, the back and forth between pickleball players and residents is expected to pick up again. Mike Megley is not looking forward to when pickleball players return from the winter break after what he experienced last year. My blood pressure went up. When I heard the noise, it's just irritating, he said. He lives on Winnett Road, right across from the 8 courts that were upgraded by the town in summer of 2022, attracting many more pickleball players who tend to make full use of the space. From 7 o'clock in the morning, except on Sundays at 9 o'clock, but until the last bit of sunlight, he noted. Megley and his neighbours said they hear the back and forth of paddles hitting the hollow balls constantly from April through the end of November. If you ever live near any place where they're going to put one in, tell them no, they don't belong in neighbourhoods, said Maggie Trudell, who lives at the end of Winnett Road. It has also been too much racket for residents in other cities and towns, including Wellesley, Falmouth and Needham. You can absolutely hear it, admitted Braintree Mayor Erin Joyce. Joyce lives about 500 feet from the courts and partakes in the sport. But I can absolutely understand how residents living closer and having a different experience, she said. After several complaints, the town allocated $22,000 towards sound dampening panels, as suggested by the Braintree Pickleball players, a group that formed 10 years ago and has grown to nearly 600 members. We're trying to be proactive addressing the situation once we became aware of it, said Janice Barris, one of the original members. Barris noted that a company, Vibra Sciences, has been chosen to install the sound-reducing panels, which will cover one side of the 8-foot fence that surrounds the pickleball courts. I don't think I'd want to live 60 feet from a pickleball court either, admitted Janice Walsh, another of the original group members, who takes great joy from playing the sport. It makes me still think I'm young, she said of the sport. The groups realise that to keep what they have going, they must do what's necessary to keep the neighbours happy. We want to live peacefully together, and we're willing to look into quieter paddles and quieter balls, said Walsh. We're not looking for total peace and quiet. We expect noise at a park. There's baseball, there's football, there's basketball, but they don't play 13 hours a day, pointed Megley. I have 2 options, either wear earplugs all the time or sell my home, and I don't want to move. The company that manufactures the panels, SoundSeal, told NBC 10 Boston the barriers can reduce the noise by 10 to 12 decibels, or about 50% of noise perceived by a person. If that doesn't do the job, Joyce said the town will reassess the situation. But for now, the courts and pickleball are here to stay. Paddles up.